There you go. Grateful Dead. Left my home in Norfolk, teeny California on my mind. Straddled that Greyhound and rode in Grass Valley on across Caroline. Dropped in Charlotte and bypass, rocking and never was a minute late. We was 90 miles out of Atlanta by sundown, rolling across the Georgia state. Had full of trouble, it turned into a struggle halfway across Alabama. My house broke down and left us all stranded in downtown Birmingham. Beautiful boat, me a through train, taking right across Mississippi plain. I was on that midnight liner out of Birmingham, smoking into New Orleans. Somebody help me get out of Louisiana, just help me get to Houston town. There's people there who care a little about me, and they won't let the poor boy down.
All right. Hello, everybody. All 14, no, are we 14? We're 14 people this year. All 14 people, I hope. I hope we get like 14 views on this video. That would be sick. If we get more than that, that's even better. But if we can get 14, we're going to accomplish our goals. But let me be the first to introduce you guys to the first ever edition of the Lean Cut podcast. You know, I still don't know why our fantasy league is called Lean Cut. I'm sure this is an inside West Sider joke that I was never introduced to years ago when we first did this league. Maybe someday somebody will explain it to me. But for right now, that's what we're going to call it. That's what we're going with. I got Michael Walter with me here. He's going to
League Commissioner Michael Walter, thank you.
yes, and former champion of the league. That makes him better than almost all of you and more qualified to speak as an expert analyst here on the podcast. With his camera off, sometimes his camera's on and you can see a white background. Either way, we don't care if you see him or not. Ian Seithel's with us, showing his dedication on the day of his move. He is out here on the podcast. So he's in the background. He's making a lot of noise that's going to really, disrupt the experience for the rest of you listening to this. But that's okay. We're just happy he's here. So without any further ado, the topic at hand, guys, is fantasy football. And this is going to be an evolving podcast. We don't know what we're going to do each week. We have a couple of ideas here. Or if we'll ever do it again. But we have a couple of things that we just thought, early on here in the season, exiting out of week 3, going into week 4, we thought there's no better time than to, just talk about this league a little bit. So the first thing that we want to do here is talk about our power rankings. And so I'm going to hand it off to Michael and Ian, both of which I've understood have done various amounts of prep work. Some have done some prep work, others have done none. And let them just kind of have the floor here and let me know, what teams they think are good, what teams they think are bad, and where we're going to go from here. So Michael, I'll hand it off to you. What do you have for your power rankings?
So do you think it's better I start at the top or the bottom?
I think you should start at the top. Or sorry, at the bottom. My bad. At the bottom.
Okay.
I think the bottom. I think the bottom's the way to go.
Okay. So starting in place 14 right here, I think we kind of all know where this is going to go. My man's out here. He's running from Hurricane Ian this week. At the bottom, number 14, I'm putting Brett. We kind of all expect him to be here. I'm a little surprised he is actually there because Drew at the beginning of the season assured me, Brett actually tries when he wants to, but, here he is. So maybe he's got some upshoots coming up. Maybe he's actually going to try. Maybe the Hurricane will shake some things up for him this week. But, I've got Brett in number 14. Coming next in number 13,
Couldn't agree
I
more.
have-
That's a no-brainer.
Okay. Number 13 is our domestic abuse victim. So it's a little touchy subject, but I've got Brian as number 13.
You got Brian as number 13.
Brian is
All
number
right.
13.
I think that's
above
an
that-
interesting choice. I think Brian has.
I don't know if I can
I'm not
agree
the
with
expert
that.
here. I think his team's good. I think he's been a bit unfortunate, but yeah, Ian, what do you think? 13
I
for
think it's
Brian?
just underperforming. That seems a little harsh to me. I think
All right.
I'd have to give 13 to Joel, I bet, off the top of my head. I think Brian's team's overall better.
Okay, I actually had Joel as number 12, so we were right on par there. But after those disagreements, I'm moving both of you down the list. So
Oof.
who do you have number
Tough
12,
crowd.
Joel or Ian?
Number 12, I'm going to have to go with tough. I could see Brian in 12. I could see Drew in 12. I could see myself in 12 if I'm being totally honest.
Everyone loves some good humility. Well, Ian, it's your call. What do you think?
I'm going with it's got to be Nolan. I'm going with Nolan.
Nolan has had.
Call it like I see it.
I think Nolan has had the most points scored against him, due to me. But I kept Nolan higher just because of that. He's been unlucky.
I checked earlier. I think you're right, Michael. I believe. Let me just check here. Nolan has had 373 points against him. The highest scoring team in the league, Michael, is yourself at 388. So Nolan has effectively played the highest scoring team in the league every week. And is he 2-1? Is he 2-1?
You got to remember here, guys.
Oh wait, who did he beat last week?
One, I believe.
We had some rivalry games. Ian, I don't know, man. I don't know if you can put him ahead of you.
That's a good question. I'm not sure we know.
It's Ian's list. He can do whatever he wants.
I'm not sure we have the answer to that.
We're going to have to come back to you on that one.
All right, Michael, do you have a team that is slightly better than Joel?
Yeah, slightly above Joel this week. I have Alex. He's been up to a rough start. We kind of expected something from these new guys in the league, and half of them have been putting up the numbers, half have not. But yeah, I've got Alex at number 11 this week.
Ian, you agree or disagree with that?
I'm gonna have to agree with that. I expected a big game out of the Yateses. They talked a big game preseason coming into the draft, and so far I'm not seeing performance that I need to see.
Alex did struggle with both of your bottom teams this week. In fact, Brett, he has 2 defenses on his roster. First of all, which is just terrible. But he started the defense this week that was playing the Baltimore Ravens as opposed to playing the defense that was going against the Jets. Had he started the defense that was playing against the Jets, he would have won the matchup against Alex. So that's just poor roster management by Brett. But yeah, the fact that Alex almost lost to that,
textbook poor management.
Textbook poor management. Okay, moving on. Maybe slightly better than the bottom 4, kind of getting into the mid tier of teams. I honestly wouldn't be surprised. I'm shocked I haven't been mentioned yet. So
yeah, Drew, I think mid tier teams is a bit of an exaggeration. I've got you.
I mentioned 10. You.
Drew, I think you're.
I was tempted to put you at 12.
Yeah, I was tempted to put you lower as well. A drunken Drew once said,
"There's a lot of talk preseason."
Yeah, a drunken Drew once said in my basement, "I've got the best team in this league, and you idiots don't know anything about fantasy football. I'm actually trying this year, and I think are you 1-2
That's a
or are you
direct quote.
0-3?
I was the lowest scoring team in week 1 and the second lowest scoring team in week 2. But my team has quickly turned it around. I was the second highest scoring team last week. And we're turning around our fortunes here.
Wait. What are you doing? You don't get to justify yourself. No one else does.
Yeah, what is this? No one
Hey,
else can
I
argue.
put myself
up and
there.
take
Look
it,
at the
boy.
screen. Look at the screen.
Sit there and take it.
All right.
Ian, are you gonna put yourself at 10 or are you gonna put me there?
I gotta agree with Michael. You're at 10. I had 2 strong first weeks, and you just have nothing to redeem yourself.
It's one thing to be called. It's one thing to be called a 10 by a female, but to be called a 10 in the context of fantasy football, it's not a good feeling.
You can't point to a Mickey Mouse matchup in week 3 and saying you're turning your team around.
Mickey Mouse matchup. To be fair, to be fair, how the hell have you guys not put Ryan? I just beat Ryan. Ryan's 0-3.
Number 9, I got my money man, Ryan.
Yeah, I agree.
Mr. $25 himself.
Scrooge McDuck himself. Number 9.
Guys, you got to be consistent here. I just crushed him.
It's only fair we put him at 9 because he loves Joe Burrow so much. Props to Ryan for not drafting the entire Bengals organization this year.
This is
above that. I've got Brendan this week. The Texas Rats. They're always there. So I like him at number 8.
Mr. Consistency.
Ian, you agree?
I agree.
Man, Ian's like, I could see myself down at 12, all the way up at 7. You're still on the board.
I am my own harshest critic. Well, I mean, now that I'm hearing these all read off and serious, I'm like, wow, I am actually better than all these people.
Number 7 this week, I've got the Indy Corn Dogs. I got Taylor. I like her after the beat up on Brian, our reigning champion.
So hang on, you're ranking me above Taylor.
Just wait, Ian. You're up there.
How many points did Taylor put up this week?
A lot. She had one hell of a week.
What did I have? 68?
82.
Did you really?
Oh, 82. Thanks, Saquon.
Taylor was the highest scoring team in the league this week. I just to add some context, her defense and kicker both had double-digit points, which is pretty rare. Her tight end went for 18.5. That's not going to happen every week with David and Njoku. I don't know, maybe a bit of an anomaly week, but Taylor is 2-1. I don't know how. I hate her team. But you know what? Here we are. So Ian, are you putting Taylor at 7?
Taylor at 7. I'm sold. You guys convinced me. Although
I'm starting to think Ian's just copying my homework.
No. I did rigorous amounts of preparation. Michael was the one that was unprepared.
3 weeks in, and we have this much agreement on rankings.
Let's keep going then. Number 6, I've got Austin. He had a tough matchup last week. He didn't put up the points, but he played the best team in the league last week, and just underperformed. I think he's still got a solid team that has a chance of pulling around.
Spoiler, best team in the league. Okay. Oh,
hey, we got a guest jumping in here.
Big Dick Chris. Welcome in.
Chris Yates.
Michael, we're both 3-0, and somebody's O has got to go this weekend.
Sir, we're not to the number 1 ranking yet. If you could
Somebody's
just provide color commentary.
Has got to go.
I'm
sorry, you said
Chris,
more color commentary?
Chris, welcome in.
Yep.
First of all, thank you so much for joining. Second,
Wasn't much.
Second, just to put it out there, to be transparent, this is going on YouTube. I do appreciate the big dick, Chris. It's gonna get a lot of love. We are doing power rankings right now. So Michael and Ian are sharing their thoughts. It's probably too late to bring you into the conversation, but please feel free to tell them where they're wrong. I'm sure as we get higher up here and you're discussed, you're going to have some choice words for them. That's fine. And we'll get you involved in the next segment here. But Ian.
That's cool. I'm going to be pulling some
Yes, sir.
pork chops out of the oven in like 6 minutes.
What do you got?
Just
Where are we at? What number are we on?
You're number 6.
Number 6. My number 6 pick. I think I'd put myself at 6. Michael?
There we go.
Thoughts?
Some separation.
I've still got you out there, Ian.
Oh, boy. Well, I mean, if I'm being completely honest with myself, I got to put myself at 6. It's just, I mean, it is what it is. A little underperforming this week, but still 2-1. Feel like I got a lot of potential in my team. A little bit of roster management issues this week, if it has to be said. Benching Devontae Smith, not a great idea. But here, I'm going to put myself at 6.
All right, number 5 this week. I've got the old man himself, Nolan. You know, like I said earlier, Nolan's just been getting beat up in the points put up against him. So I still like his team. I think he's got a solid shot here.
Ian,
Okay.
defend your ranking.
All I have to say about that is at the end of the day, it's not about who's lucky or not. It's about overall record.
Which is
Nolan
entirely
great
based on
stuff.
luck.
2-1. 2-1. All right. I'm just saying. I think he's overperformed for what his roster is. I don't expect to see him continuing this run that he's on, if you can call it a run. I don't know that I would.
I think Nolan's always one of the solid contenders.
See, that's where you're wrong, Michael.
I played him for 3rd place last year.
Did you?
And he
I
won.
wasn't aware Nolan had ever
I
made the
did.
playoffs.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I played Nolan for 3rd place last year. I beat him, but I
Okay.
played him.
I thought he had the worst. What's his team name? Is he Chubb Club?
No. He was Chubb.
He's Hertzlocker. He's Hertzlocker.
Yeah,
I
it's not a good team.
really thought he was very, very historically bad in this league.
He is. He hasn't drafted for himself since he's been in the league, I think.
And why is he ranked higher than you on your list? Oh, wait, no, he's not. Never mind.
He's
That's
not.
a stupid
He's
comment.
way down.
Okay.
Well, I commend him for that then.
So
Ian,
Ian,
do
do
you-
He drafted Chad Ochocinco.
What an idiot.
who could have possibly done that?
Who would you put in 5, Ian? Did Ian just drop?
So see.
I think Ian just dropped from the call.
Yep.
All right,
You
Chris,
asked two
who would you put
questions.
as number 5 in the league?
For Ian, number 5. Let me see who already has.
Let me tell you, you got the teams remaining, Chris, to rank in your top 5.
I'll say I assume
Michael.
Brett's number 14 for both people.
Yes. Michael, Chris, David, Austin, and who are we missing? Oh, and no? Who are we missing? Brendan, Ryan. Did you
I
rank
think I'm
Joel?
gonna have to go
You
with
did rank
David.
Joel. David, Chris, Michael, Austin.
Oh, he doesn't have Austin down there yet?
No, he doesn't have Austin
Yeah, he
yet.
hasn't put Austin yet.
I'm going with Austin. He seems very hit or miss on whether he needs every player to blow up to win. And this past week's performance against Michael in the grudge match really made me doubt his consistency.
I mean, it's scary playing me.
Yeah, I'm not nervous at all.
Yeah, you seem kind of nervous.
Prove it.
Just, I don't know what team we're missing from his rankings.
We'll figure it out.
It's going to get really awkward. Oh, he doesn't have Brian in here yet.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't.
Is T-Dog Taylor?
That is
Yeah.
Taylor. Could it be anyone
Anyway,
else? We have anyone else whose name starts with T in this league?
To Drew.
It's a nickname. It doesn't have to be what it starts with, guy.
Very true. Very true. All right. So top four
Austin is.
here.
So top four, number 4 this week, I've got the D Donkey Dick himself, David Kramer. You know, he's been putting up the points. I'm pretty sure he's one of the other 3-0 teams, and he's got an easier matchup this week against Brett. I actually got some on the ground reporting from him today. When asked about the game this week, he said, "It's a good thing I can't lose this week." That's pretty confident. And when I asked him if I could quote him on that, he said, "You can take that all the way to the bank." So, you know, if David loses to Brett this week, I think he might have to, sell his team to someone. But, yeah, I've got him at number 4 this week.
Would that also give him or give Austin a portion of his soul if he loses to Brett? Are we going to carry that over?
I don't know. I think Austin got rid of that at the wedding or something, but I don't know. It could be. You never know about those prop bets.
Yeah. We'll have to check back in.
Yeah, Dave's team is looking pretty good. I think ESPN might have him projected number 1 the rest of the season.
Oh, you know that means a
No,
lot.
it's Michael.
No,
Michael's the
Michael,
projected
you're
one.
projected number 1. I think Dave was projected number 1 initially. But yeah, no, Dave's team he's looking strong. I don't know. I like this team coming out of the draft. I think he's done nothing to dispute that. He destroyed me in week 1. I figured he probably would. So yeah, Dave. Honestly, you could make a case that him falling to number 4, it actually is like a bad thing, right? Like I would have expected this guy to be top 3. So Dave, it sounds like you actually have some doubters despite being top 4. Chris/Ian, what do you think? You have Dave in your top 4. Can we get Brian? Can we get Brian and Ian's rankings? We're fucking something up here.
Looking. Yeah, I mean, I can't see the other 3 people I put. I would probably put Dave in around the same boat. Like Michael said, he's had a couple good weeks, but nothing's really blowing anyone out of the water. And he has had very few points scored against him on a weekly basis.
Chris, where do you have Brian Geppinger in these rankings?
Didn't I slaughter him this week?
No, Taylor, his fiance slaughtered.
I beat him
this
last week. Yeah,
Probably.
I mean, I'd probably put him below David.
Right below David, that's it?
Anywhere. I mean, I'm doing this on the fly.
That's fair. I'm just trying to get these. All right, you know what? In the spirit of this, we'll put Brian right below him. Who cares? There's no rules here. You can do whatever you want. Now Ian just looks like an idiot.
I feel like an idiot.
Oh, he's back. Did Michael
drop?
Jeez, what a poor performance for the first edition of the podcast. It's all right, Ian. We had the slot.
Yeah, I'll let Ian tap back in and finish his list. I'm gonna go get my pork chops and tater tots.
And I'm back now as well.
No one's going to be able to tell the difference between Chris and Ian. They both look
Michael,
exactly
no one
the
noticed
same.
you were gone.
Indistinguishable.
I'm playing you this week, Michael. I'm gonna be talking shit all day long.
Chris, sit down, honey.
Ooh.
Number
Michael,
3
we
this week.
got to get your top 3.
Yep, my number 3 this week, I've got Ian. I don't remember why I made Ian my top 3. I remember there was a good reason when I did it, but you know, he's got a solid team. He's putting up the points. He's just had a couple bad points scored against him, but you know, I liked Ian this week.
Michael, I am honored. I like Michael every week.
Thank you.
All right. So my top 3.
There's 2 teams left.
Who have I not picked?
Michael and Chris are both.
Wow,
It's the other 2 people on the call.
And they happen to play each other this week.
Yes.
Okay. Number
Real-
2, I'm going with Chris. I feel like he's got a solid team, certainly a lot better than Alex. But, I feel good about putting Chris at number 2. We'll see this week's matchup. Certainly is going to shake some things up at the top. I'm going with Chris.
Michael?
Yeah, I've got them in the same order. I got Chris and then me. I'm just the best there is. It's easy
Wow.
as that. I
Wake up every
wake up
morning
in the
and piss
morning and I piss excellence. I ski harder than you. I get more girls than you.
Okay.
I rip way more lines than you. I'm just good. What can I say? I'm sorry, everyone.
Hard to argue with that. I don't know if I would have put it in as many words, but I have Michael at number 1 too.
So I think one of the questions here is, again, we've talked about it now. Michael and Chris, undoubtedly the matchup of the week, and we're going to get into a breakdown of that here shortly. But let's say this is a blowout, right? One way or the other. I'm not asking you to say who's going to blow out who. If there's a blowout one way or the other. There's one team. Is the team that gets blown out, are they going to drop significantly in your guys' rankings? Or are these two teams
What's this
established?
walrus nonsense, Mr. Michael's name?
I imagine, they're going to drop more than one spot in my rankings for sure.
I don't think so in mine. I think even when I beat Chris by about 50 to 100 points this week, I think he'll still be one of the more solid teams out there. He doesn't have to play me again, sir. I'm speaking. He doesn't have to raise an issue. He doesn't have to play me again this season until I have to maybe beat him in the playoffs. But I like his team nonetheless.
Notice how during that exchange right there, Michael once again asserted his walrus dominance over Chris. Excellent work, Michael.
I'll send you the screenshot.
And there you have it.
Please don't send any dick pics. This is going on YouTube.
There you have it. These are your power rankings for this week.
Can I raise my issue?
Sure,
No.
Chris. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Michael's been playing a running back at QB for the last 3 weeks, and I'd like to make him change that.
Chris, I'm going to mute you. Be honest. Okay. Well, thank you guys for that wonderful insight into the power rankings.
I promise the viewers I will do more research next week. Provided there is a next week.
Provided
I don't know.
Call more than 10 minutes before doing this.
The production cost for this is extremely high. We may not be renewed for season 2.
No one's getting paid out.
One
this
6-pack
year
of an IPA.
Oh boy. So I wanted to highlight real quickly because there's been a lot of talk, and I want to address that talk because it's been directed at me that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and I don't know what I'm talking about. There's been some talk about what I said in the basement after the draft, and so let me just kind of bring it all together, right? And let's be honest. So before the season, I had 5 favorites. Why I picked 5, I don't know. That was probably wrong. Who picks 5 favorites, right? You give any ESPN analyst the opportunity to pick 5 teams who are going to win the Super Bowl next year, and they get laughed off the set because that's not a hot take to pick 5 different teams. You're probably picking the Chiefs, the Buccaneers, whoever the best quarterbacks, whoever the recent Super Bowl winning quarterbacks.
You just say the Buccaneers.
I did. I said the Buccaneers. I said before the season, you would have picked the Buccaneers, you would have picked the Chiefs, the Rams. People probably would have picked the Bengals, and then probably like the Bills, right? So, you give anyone the opportunity to pick those 5 teams, and they look like jackasses when you pick 5 teams. People want hot takes, and they want you to pick one team, right? I would have picked my team to be the favorite this year.
Shocking.
Right. So I'm just, this is a moment for me to be honest and transparent with the viewers. I thought I had the best team. It's been very much proven so far through 3 weeks that's not been the case. Let me talk about the other 4 teams that I identified, though, as contenders. And those 4 teams would be Brian Geppinger, Brendan Riley, Brett, my brother, and who was my 5th? I wrote this down. And Dave, right?
Wow.
Through
Wow,
3
4 of
weeks.
those are in the bottom.
Some
half of
truly
the top.
awful picks.
Through 3 weeks, my picks are looking absolutely terrible. Dave is the only team that's looking good. I would have had him as my 2nd place team coming out of the draft, to be fair. But I did not consider him the favorite. So yeah, I guess I owe everyone an apology for being an asshole. So here's that. I'm sorry to you, the viewer, that you had to listen to me shit talk your team unless you were one of those 5 people. I was clearly wrong. I am not among the favorites. Neither are 4 out of the 5 teams I predicted. So I'm happy we could have this moment together, and I hope we can all still be friends after this. So
I gotta say, Drew, way to have some conviction and stand behind your choices.
Stick to your guns, Drew. Never change.
I would have written it out and said, screw you. They might not be right now, week 3, but they will be right. But, just roll over. I like it.
if I'm still standing at the end, the sad part is that I'm gonna have to look back on this and say I went back on my original prediction, and now I look like even more of a bitch if I end up winning. So, I honestly just put myself into a no-win situation. So, yeah, actually, this is incredibly awkward. Thank you for the advice, Michael, for future podcasts. Okay. So this is a segment I'm really excited about. This is called Mix Picks. And Michael over here is going to walk us through some of his favorite matchups of this upcoming week. And maybe even get a prediction or 2 on who's going to win. He's going to put his reputation on the line here. So, Michael, the floor is yours. Feel free to bring in Ian and I if you want any commentary, have any questions, but I'm going to go ahead and just let you speak. What do you got for us in week 4?
So I've got 3 matchups that I like for the week, 3 ones that are fun to watch. I'm thinking, though, that the better way to do this segment might just be to pick every game, because otherwise people are getting left out, and I can just tell you which ones I liked.
I'm gonna document these. Okay, I'm gonna document.
Yeah, that's what I was
these.
thinking. Because I don't know who's playing. You're gonna have to tell me. Besides the 3 I have.
Okay, week 4. You tell me the matchup, and then you tell me what the prediction is.
Oh, I don't have the matchup in front of me. You're going to have to tell me that.
How about the 3 you had identified?
Okay, number 3 for top 3 matchups of the week. I had Austin versus Ian. I felt like this was a good matchup of 2-1 teams. It's going to be a break or make for one of the seasons. So I like that one for a good, nice, even matchup for the week.
You have a score prediction?
No. 97 to 103 I think Austin's going to take it. I think he got beat bad last week by, just someone really powerful in the league. So I think he's looking to come back with something.
Perfect. Love the bold predictions, though. On the fly, too.
Yeah.
What do you got? What's your number 2? What's your number 2 marquee matchup of the week?
Marquee matchup number 2 is I don't know why this one hit me, but this felt like an old school, old league grudge match between the Texas Rats and the Indy Corn Dogs. It's kind of like your Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago Bears. Just one of those rivalries that goes back just the entire history of the league. Predictions. I think the Indy Corn Dogs are going to pull this one off. I'm thinking about a 74 to 58 split on this week.
High scoring game.
What,
Shootout.
What a matchup.
It's going to be a defensive game. It's a grudge match. What can I say?
A defensive game. Does that mean this game is going to feature some high-scoring defenses and kickers, and we're going to see fuck all from the skill positions?
The opposite. It means there's going to be very little that happens except for games where I have people playing.
Beautiful, beautiful. I assume your marquee matchup of the week, number one, Michael, is obviously the battle of undefeated teams featuring yourself. Break this one down.
It's going to be your Georgia versus Alabama, your UC versus Ohio State. We all know who the best football team in Ohio is. It's just going to turn out how it turns out. It's just one of those big games. Big things can happen. You never know. Well, we do know.
So which one are you? Are you UC or are you Ohio State in this one?
We all are what we are in each day. You never know.
So what's your prediction?
I'm thinking I put up another 140, maybe 150. I think Chris is he might break 100. We'll see.
There you have it. Week 3 marquee matchup predictions. Ian, you got any thoughts on these? Because, all right, first of all, that Michael Chris score, I got to disagree with that, but we'll get to that. Do you have any thoughts here, Ian?
Well, I have to agree that my matchup with Austin this week definitely feels like it has big implications for the season. So definitely gonna have to bring my A game there. Austin's got a solid team. As far as honestly, I agree with his prediction for the Corn Dogs versus the Rats. It does feel like a bit of a grudge match. Can't really explain why, but
it's just one of those old school football.
I'd be surprised if either one of them break 100, but we'll see. Time will tell.
You know what? Taylor coming off 122.5 points last week has got to be offended by that comment and this scoreline prediction. T-Dog, I apologize on behalf of both of my co-hosts here.
For the blatant disrespect.
Blatantly disrespect.
Well, part of the reason behind that is Taylor was with Brian last week, so there may have been some help on the lineup setting. I don't know if they're going to be together this week, so time will tell.
Look, hey,
do you call that help or collusion?
Brian can't even set his own fucking lineup. He's got you guys scored 48.5 points last week.
Coincidence? I don't know.
Not.
Oh boy. It's the first episode of the podcast and we're already digging into conspiracy theories.
This is the shadow government putting on the podcast.
The first rule about shadow governments, Michael.
It's such a shadow government that, to be honest, I don't know who's the commissioner and who's the shadow commissioner. I forget which one I'm supposed to be.
I think we can all agree I am not a commissioner of anything.
That's what a shadow commissioner would say.
Oh boy. I guess I'll just say here, Michael, no way in hell you score 145. I know Lamar Jackson is beast mode. Obviously go Ravens. But no way. I got Chris winning this one. I got Chris putting up 115, Michael putting up 102. I agree with the T-Dog pick. I would love to see her improve to 3-1. I don't know if she'll win another game after that, but she's riding a hot streak right now. Would love to see it continue. Also, fuck Brendan. And then for Austin and Ian, this is a great matchup. This is going to have playoff implications. I think both of these teams are making it. This could be your potential, this could be a potential first round matchup in the playoffs. I don't think either of these teams are challenging for the number 1 seed, but I don't think either of them are challenging, just to make the playoffs as that 6 seed. So, this could be your 3-4. And it could go either way. So I think 103.97's very fair prediction. I think I see Austin taking it as well. I think I agree with that. So, awesome. Mixed picks, the first edition. We should be tracking our records with these things. Maybe that's something we can introduce next week. But
Mixed Picks
yeah,
Volume 1.
exactly. I can't believe it was right there and I missed it.
Oh, and for
Cool.
everyone else in the league besides the people on this call, it's a Grateful Dead joke.
Come on, Michael.
Everybody
They're
knew that,
mainstream.
Michael. Everybody
Everyone
knew
knew that.
Oh, everyone knew that. Sorry. Big John Mayer fans.
RIP. It's the last tour. If you guys have never seen Dead and Company, go fucking see them. It's going to be their last tour next summer. Hit up me, Michael, and Ian if you want to, see a show.
Is John Mayer paying us for ad space on our podcast?
I don't know, but he should be. We're going on tour next year, boys. Okay. Well, with that, I don't have anything else as far as a formal agenda. Ian, Michael, if you guys wanted to sound off on anything, you're welcome. But otherwise, this is it for the first edition, I think. So I'll let you guys have any closing comments, and then we'll kind of wrap this thing up.
No closing comments from me. It's all closed. I laid it out there.
Ian he's gone dark. That's fine. He's hopefully he has good luck with his moves. Good luck to everyone, by the way, with their moves. I know that whole house is kind of having a mini breakup of their own right now. Everyone moving. So good luck with everything. And yeah, looking forward to doing another one of these with you guys. We'll look back hopefully next week on what the predictions were, have a shuffle in the power rankings, maybe get another guest on. Chris, for the couple of minutes you were here, I know you're not on anymore, but thank you for joining. And thanks, Michael, Ian. This has been great. This has been a lot of fun. Looking forward to doing this again. 40 minutes. We are like 10 minutes longer than I thought we were going to be. Michael, I'm shocked you're still awake. I'm shocked Kara's allowing you to still be awake, to be honest.
Yeah, she's in there glaring at me from the bedroom.
Yeah. Ian, welcome back. And he left. Turns on his camera and he leaves.
So, are we out?
We're out. I'll go ahead and end it. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll be back again. See y'all later. Los Angeles, giving Norfolk, Virginia, time to roll up for 1009. And the folks back home is in the promised land of glory. Poor boys on the land. Why, thank you. Please turn this up, for fuck's sake. Ooh. More. You gotta turn it up more. There we are. You can turn it down no, leave it there. Leave it there.